or no?
Why don't you try spelling it out?
Yes
if you're
or no, Director?
Use the alphabet.
Yes or no?
No? A, B, C,
Director,
D, E, F?
it sounds like you don't want to tell us. Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files?
Why don't you try serving your constituency by focusing on reducing violent crime in this country and the number of pedophiles that are illegally harbored in...
You've not answered it, and we will take your evasiveness as a consciousness of guilt. Director, did Donald Trump ever say to you, just find and release the entire truth? Don't worry if I'm
going to borrow your terminology and call bullshit on your entire career in Congress.
I'm reclaiming my time,
It has been a disgrace to the American people.
I'm reclaiming my time.
You can reclaim your time all you want.
Mr. Chairman, you're going to allow a witness.
Director, the first time you saw Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files. Did you close the files or keep reading?
I have reviewed not the entirety of the files, so I have...
So you haven't reviewed all of the Epstein files?
Personally, no.
You're the director of the FBI. This is the largest case the FBI has ever been a part of. Buck stops at the top, and your testimony today is you have not reviewed all the files.
What I've been doing is been busy providing the safest country this country has seen in modern U.S. history in historic speed, because the men and women of the FBI are given the resources to reduce the homicide rate, to reduce the drug trafficking rate, to reduce the amount of children that are being trafficked and the number of pedophiles. It sounds like
those children being trafficked would appreciate the director reviewing the files. You said you don't know the number of times Trump's name appears in the files, so it could at least be 1,000 times. Is that right?
The number is a total misleading factor. We have not released anyone's name in the Epstein files that has not been credible.
Director, could it at least be 1,000 times?
We have released every piece of legally permissible information.
Okay,
you can characterize the numbers however you want it.
Reclaiming my time, Director. It sounds like if you don't know the number, it could at least be 1,000 times.
It's not. It's not.
Is it at least 500 times?
No.
Is it at least 100 times?
No.
Then what's the number?
I don't know the number, but it's not that.
Do you think it might be your job to know the number?
My job is to provide for the safety and security of this country. My job is not to engage in political innuendo so you can go out to the sticks and get your 20-second hit in your fundraising article.
So
keep going, reclaiming your time, because the people of California are being underserved by your representation.
If the president is not implicated, why not release everything that involves him?
We have released everything, the president and anyone else's side, that is credible and lawfully be able to be released. Your fixation on this matter and baseless accusations that I'm hiding child pedophiles is disgusting. Anyone that says that needs to look at the stats alone and go back to the state of California, who's receiving the biggest surge in FBI resources through my redeployment, because the cities of Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco...
Remembering your oath to tell the truth, did you ever tell Donald Trump his name is in the files?
This is where the exchange really tightens. The questioning has moved from broad claims to a very specific yes or no demand, and that shift matters. Notice what's happening. Instead of getting a direct confirmation or denial, the response starts circling, acknowledging discussions, but never clearly answering the exact question being asked. That's the pressure point. When a simple question produces a layered, indirect response, it raises a bigger issue about transparency versus control. So ask yourself, if the answer is straightforward, why does it take this much effort to avoid saying it plainly? That tension is exactly what keeps this moment.
I have never spoken to President Trump about the Epstein files.
Did you ever tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The Attorney General and I have had numerous discussions about the entirety of the Epstein files and the reviews conducted by our team.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
And we have released where President Trump's name is in the Attorney's file.
It's a simple question. Did you tell the Attorney General that the President's name is in the Epstein files?
During many conversations that the Attorney General and I have had on the matter of Epstein, we have reviewed.
The question is simple.
Who
did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files? Yes or no?
Why don't you try spelling it out?
Yes or no, Director?
Use the alphabet.
Yes or no?
No? A, B, C,
Director,
D, E, F?
it sounds like you don't want to tell us. Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files?
Why don't you try serving your constituency by focusing on reducing violent crime in this country and the number of pedophiles that are illegally harbored in your sanctuary cities in California? I'll work with you on that.
Regular order, Mr. Chairman.
I'm
the gentleman from California.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The question has been asked and answered.
You have not answered it, and we will take your evasiveness as a consciousness of guilt. Director, did Donald Trump ever say to you, just find and release the entire truth? Don't worry if I'm in it.
The instructions from the administration were to release all credible information, and we have done that.
Did Donald Trump ever provide information about Jeffrey Epstein as an informant?
Donald Trump has not been, and I can only speak for the FBI, an informant of the FBI.
So, Director, you've played this cute shell game where you say you can't release everything because the court has said that it legally is not allowed to be released, but the court calls bullshit. Judge Richard Berman said that when you went to the court, quote, information contained in the Epstein grand jury transcripts pales in comparison to Epstein investigation information and materials in the hands of the Department of Justice. So let's move on, Director. You wrote a book called Government Gangsters. You identified 20 individuals in that book. You put me on that list at the top of the list. Thank you. My children find it flattering. 20 of those individuals have been investigated or have had adverse actions. Director, considering that you have identified these people as, quote, government gangsters, will you recuse yourself from making any investigation decisions about these individuals?
Anyone that has been terminated at the FBI has been done
No, the
because
question
they failed
again,
to meet the muster in their
Director,
constitutional
I will
obligation.
work on the audio-visual capabilities.
I'm going to
of
borrow
service.
your
You can hear me.
terminology and call
I'm reclaiming
bullshit
my
on your
time.
entire career in
I'm
Congress.
reclaiming my
It
time,
has been
Director.
a disgrace to the American
Director, I'm
people.
reclaiming my
You
time.
can reclaim your
No, you
time all you
recuse
want.
yourself.
Mr. Chairman, you're going to allow a
Protect
witness
the
to speak
citizens of
this
California.
way?
Mr. Chairman, would you give
Recuse yourself, Director.
The gentleman has no time.
Mr. Chairman, would you
Mr.
admonish the
Chairman,
witness not to insult members?
Gentleman has no time.
Mr. Chairman,
The
just
committee will remember.
Quick point of order. Could the gentleman be extended an additional 20 seconds to complete his thoughts since the witness decided to interrupt him continuously?
And the witness will be able to respond if he wants. We'll make sure
Thank
he has
you.
time to do that.
My question
We'll
is,
continue.
will you, Director, recuse yourself, yes or no, from investigating or making decisions about the 60 individuals, including myself, that you identified as government gangsters? Yes or no?
Time of the gentleman has expired. The
No.
witness may respond if he would like.
And the answer was no, as I heard.
What you just watched is a textbook example of how high-stakes political questioning turns into a battle over control of information rather than a simple search for answers. At the center of this exchange is not just one question about the Epstein files. It's the broader issue of who decides what the public gets to know and how clearly they get to know it. From the very beginning, the strategy is clear. The questioning side tries to narrow everything down into simple, verifiable points. Did you say this? Did you know this? Yes or no? That kind of questioning is powerful because it removes ambiguity. It forces clarity. But what we see in response is something very different. A consistent shift away from direct answers and toward broader themes like crime reduction, public safety, and institutional performance. Those are important topics, but they don't actually resolve the specific question being asked. And that's where the real tension comes in. Because in moments like this, what stands out isn't just what is said, it's what isn't said. The repeated inability or unwillingness to give a direct answer to a direct question becomes the story itself. Viewers don't need to be told something is being avoided. They can feel it in the rhythm of the exchange. The most revealing moment is when the questioning becomes almost simplified to its core, a yes or no question repeated multiple times. At that point, the complexity disappears. There's no legal nuance being explored, no detailed policy discussion, just a basic request for confirmation. And yet, even there, the response never fully locks in. That's what creates the sense of frustration, not just for the questioner, but for anyone watching. Then the exchange escalates. It moves from institutional defense into personal confrontation. Accusations, insults, and challenges start replacing structured dialogue. This is the moment where the hearing stops feeling like a formal oversight process and starts feeling like a clash of narratives, each side trying to define reality on their own terms. One side frames the issue as transparency and accountability. The other frames it as political motivation and distraction. And this is the bigger takeaway. This isn't just about one file, one name, or one hearing. It's about how modern political accountability often plays out in public. Direct questions don't always lead to direct answers. Oversight doesn't always produce clarity. And the audience is left to interpret not just the facts presented, but the behavior on display. Because in the end, people don't just remember the details. They remember the feeling. The pauses, the deflections, the moments where something simple suddenly becomes complicated. That's what sticks. So the real question for viewers is this. When you see an exchange like this, what matters more? The answers that are given or the answers that never quite arrive? If you found this breakdown useful, drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what stood out to you. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into moments like this.